let's continue on here. Oh, so okay. We've gotten a lot of database shit, but obviously let me take a look. There's definitely some that I need to some keywords I really need to start using. Rules. There was definitely something about the rules here. What are the rules?
Okay. She's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad.
What is this, like Rorschach bullshit?
She broke the rules.
She broke the... Oh!
Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity.
Mistaken identity, twin. Rules. Broke the rules.
Did they catch her there? I don't know.
Interesting. That actually delved really deep into her psyche. That was a very interesting one to see. Let's add this to session. It's gonna take a while to get there. That was... It definitely told us a lot. I mean, it's like, didn't really tell us a lot, but it told us... It tells us before she actually goes into like her one of her final interviews and explains like all of the bullshit regarding like the twin and everything. This is a very early interview, judging from the fucking orange power suit. What a fucking power suit, though. So it's a little bit before here. There we go. What's this one? Oh, this will tell us about the actual
our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things, and we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations. We would consider all the permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
Interesting. We have a lot of like her final confessional. At least I think it's her final one. Can we open that database checker? Alright, so then we need to learn more about Florence, her like fake mom. Oh, there's only 5. Okay, so there's 5, so that's all I need to know about Florence is right here, I'm guessing.
Florence took me home with her.
Yep.
Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Hello? Oh yeah, we're gonna get that a lot now. Tell us more.
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road.
A sister?
I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
Across the road.
Florence raised me in her home, never left out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to
But there was
use that sort of
across the
thing.
fucking road? That's like the wild thing, though. It's crazy that we know so much about the ending already. I don't know if that's supposed. I mean, like, you could really do this in any order you want, but it's still kind of a.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Her story wasn't there.
Her story!
I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just...
Wait, are you serious? If I wrote her story in there, I would have gotten this one.
I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had love, children, planned to have a large family. But her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again.
That is kind of crazy,
Isn't
though.
that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
They didn't do the fucking thing there. Because probably you're more likely to take a look at this one.
Florence was a warm, kind in it.
So,
I never really spoke to her about it or planned to have a large family.
so you actually don't get much detail from this one if you do put in her story, which is actually smart. I'm glad they didn't do that. Because her story is probably one of the first things a lot of people put in, right? I would imagine. I didn't do it, but like I would imagine like a good amount of people probably use that phrase because they're like, oh well, her story will probably come up somewhere, right? Maybe we'll just take a look and see. So that just tells you that there's a character named Florence. She's a warm person. She kind of like has some connection to this lady. Had a really shitty life in some regards, but was broken in some ways, but was like a really good person. And then you find out just the whole detail with everything else. I'm excited to put in her story in this and see what happens. Like, I wonder if there's any others. It's probably just that one, right? I can't believe her story isn't even about her. I mean, technically, her story can be about, like, you know, when they use the phrase finally, when they say the thing. Okay.
No, it was just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
Interesting. I mean, I don't think we're ever gonna really go through all of these in order, especially since we don't have them. Oh, see, I'm building up. So I'm missing a lot from here, but I do have the last one. Maybe the last one. Oh shit, did I fuck? Yeah, right here. I should probably put in murder again. and organize those thoughts. Let me just write her story first. It's probably just gonna come up with that one. Oh! A couple! A couple.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born.
Oh, Rapunzel's a very good
Mother
one.
Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower.
They
Rapunzel
knew by
gets
this
pregnant
point.
by the prince.
If the cops already fucking showed this to her, like the Rapunzel story, they already know what's going on. I think that's actually a fucking like weird thing. Like they know and they're just like, this fucking story, like children's story, seems familiar to you. Like maybe it's just like a storytelling thing, but like if the cops were to really do this, like what the fuck?
Tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind, but she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
It's a happy ending. I got an achievement for that. Interesting. So I got one there. Yeah, I gotta do murder. I think murder is important. Because I think murder is like the murder ones are the last in the timeline, because she's asking, do you think I'm like murdered such and such or whatever? Well, I only have, oh wait, no. She took a lie detector test very early on. What's this? I only have one from this day though, right? Damn. I don't have a lot going on for that day. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, you have to do it one by one, which sucks.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me.
Whoa.
They talked. She'd enjoyed being me.
What?
He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open.
Simon?
She'd only meant to scare him off. Her story is that she'd waited for him. They talked in me. He said, like the one.
That's an interesting one, because if you looked at this first, you'd be like, oh, someone was trying to impersonate her. Her being like this girl thinking that she's Hannah. But really, I need to see the one before. Oh, I don't have the one before this. Damn it. Is that all green? I can't tell. Some of these, like, that looks yellow and that looks green. Or maybe yellow means, oh, yellow denotes the last one I just reviewed. Okay. Murder.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
So on the 27th, that's when the police tell her that they think it's, or like she knows enough that she knows that police think it's murder. Interesting. I mean, 27th is actually pretty early on. More early on than I thought. That was very close to the start of the timeline, I guess. No, actually, there's these.
Yeah. But
February.
murder. What's that got to do with Simon's
Okay,
work?
so on the July 1st. I want to know if there's a better way of organizing. Um, Hold on. Actually, I want to try something. Oh! So there's 271 clips. But I can only see the first. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
A black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
So now we have the actual first one.
A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle.
Charging cradle.
They have one for the Glaziers, but
We should learn about the Glaziers, I think. Glazier. I'm done organizing them. I think that takes too much time.
Diana's really nice.
Diana.
She helps out with the Glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
Okay. Was that Diana?
Diana's really nice.
That's a good one. That's a good name. We need to look up Rock.
I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaziers.
Who? Diane?
No. Everyone loved Simon. He's
Ask
a
him.
Glazier who doesn't have much money. I don't know.
What is a Glazier?
I don't know.
Glazier. Measuring, installing, and repairing glass in houses. Oh, so he's like a glass man. Okay. Well, just fucking say that. Alright, how many have I gotten? I still got a lot to find. Rock.
Oh, God. I don't know. I mean, I guess The Rock. You've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong. No one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Someone sang you from the rock.
Alright, what if I do Diane? Ah! A guitar? Where did that come from? Holy shit.
Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Eric.
Eric was like an uncle to him.
Eric.
They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane? Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric.
We need to look up Eric now.
It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel.
Steel.
It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time. You must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Was she in Glasgow or was her sister in Glasgow? Okay. Steel anniversary. What is Steel? 11th year wedding anniversary. Fucking people are crazy. Like that's fucking.
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off Seedfax. And I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines.
I don't get it.
I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten
The fuck is fennel? I think I've heard of fennel actually. Have you ever eaten fennel? Okay, I got an achievement for that, I guess.
Simon and Eric arguing?
Why does she have a guitar?
I imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well.
I'm gonna look that up, guitar.
Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist.
Whoa! Hold on. Oh wait, sorry. It's July 1st. I thought that was fucking. I get confused. I'm too American.
But I don't know. You should ask Diane. Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well.
Okay, before I look up Eric, I'm gonna look up guitar.
No, Simon didn't play guitar. He wasn't very musical. He liked to listen, but he was tone deaf.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's my guitar.
Oh, is that just asking? Oh, okay, yeah. They were asking about the guitar. It's hers. So then the next day she plays it. 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay? Probably needs tuning. No, it's okay. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street. Sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. See, they both had a love for the captain's son.
This is just her story. It's literally her story.
But he only cared for the youngest one.
Wait.
All the dreadful
The youngest one. What would that technically be? Who was born first?
all the dreadful.
Maybe youngest, oldest?
Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain, with a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the
We've heard this before. She tried to like drown her. So the other daughter is the younger one.
her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain watched her as she slowly drowned.
She didn't kill her sister, but she did hold her down in like the pool or something, or in like some type of water.
Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims in the swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
It goes really weird from there. I knew that was gonna be a there's gonna be an achievement. That's crazy. Okay. Okay. Younger. Well, young. What's this?
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother. She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah.
Sarah.
Simon
Why
wanted to
Sarah?
call her Ava after his nana, but I
Okay.
didn't want her to have a symmetrical name.
Because her name's Eve. And Hannah. Oh my god. Because she's pretending to be Hannah, but her name is also Eve, which is also a symmetrical name. And Ava's very close to Eve. Okay, that's a lot of things that now we've got to look up. Okay, why Sarah? Where does Sarah come up? Only there. What about Ava? But Eve comes up quite a few times. We've already seen them. Yeah, well, okay, younger, elder, old. Okay.
You must be desperate for leads if you're getting hung up over 6-month-old speeding tickets.
6-month-olds from January-ish, or February.
We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty, pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale.
Mum.
The illustrations
Maybe Mum.
had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flip between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper, undressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
Hold on.
The eagle. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
What if I do princess? Oh. Does like their fairy tales.
Let me see. Yes. I drove in here because I remember well I went over the river. And then there was a church. There. Yeah. And I probably parked. Well, I remember seeing a street sign called Princess Street. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it must be this one. There.
Interesting. Trying to prove where she was, but she wasn't actually
Yeah.
there. It was her sister, most
We
likely.
were 17. It was a nice wedding, people
Wedding.
said.
Wedding's a good one.
Simon looked very handsome in the photos. His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell.
Because she got
The
pregnant.
dress was beautiful.
Hannah got pregnant.
It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long, though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car.
7 entries. Where are we with database? Okay. We did see the last one, which is interesting. So we're here. Oh, okay. Wedding. Let's learn more about the wedding.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Interesting. Mom. And talk about your mom.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till.
She's quite shy, but she's not. She's actually, that's just for her pretending to be Hannah. We get anything? 18 entries. Hannah. When? We get. Simon? Okay. Oh, god damn it. Mirror? Damn it. Yeah, we did rock. What about Eric? Ah.
He was wearing a shirt.
Nice.
It's a blue turtleneck shirt.
Oh,
and jeans.
hold on 1 second.
He has a
1 second. Okay, sorry about that.
He was wearing a shirt.
Okay, we already heard that.
Turtleneck shirt and jeans.
This is Eric.
He has a watch.
Yeah,
a really nice
steel
one.
watch.
That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat,
His boss.
a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear.
Oh, this is very early in the
He would
timeline.
have taken
He's
that with him. It's not in the house.
describing 18. Wow. Yeah, see, we're only missing one there.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier,
She likes her coffee.
and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
The van. Let me
Yes,
write that down.
that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
Like, to me personally, I always pay with fucking like, I know some people that don't like to spend with like credit cards, because it's just like, you know, sometimes the power of a credit card is overwhelming and it's just like you can't help but spend, because it is a kind of an addiction. But like, the safety net of a credit card is so fucking good. Like, I'm not gonna name a major U.S. airline that that uses a Greek alphabet letter as its name, decided to um, not steal money from me, but I had flights for like $2,000, and they like the it was booked and everything. They had my money, and then I found I couldn't go into my, like, you know, my tickets anymore. I couldn't see like my trip or anything like that. So I called them. Took a while to figure it out, but after like calling 4 different people, because many people were just like hung up on me because they didn't want to deal with me. Fucking customer service, am I right? Um, I was told that there was a glitch in the system and Delta canceled my tickets. And so I was like, what the fuck? And so they're like, we can give you a full refund if you want. And I'm like, yes, give me the full refund. And so, or they were like, yeah, what was it? You could buy the tickets again, but the tickets were more expensive now. So I'm just like, what the fuck? We already made the transaction. I'm not paying you more money just because you decide to cancel my trip and then make me pay more money. Like, that sounds mad illegal. So I wanted my money back, which they agreed to, and then turns out they decided that they would only give me, even though they said we will return the money to you, and I had documented proof from as email saying we'll return the funds to your bank. They said in another email, actually we're going to give you e-credit, and I'm like, no, I want my money back because that's what I was promised when I agreed to this. And it took a lot of fighting, and they agreed to it. But then, like, whenever I was on the phone with them, they would say, yes, so that's what's going to happen. We're going to return your money back to you. And then I get an email saying, no, actually, we're going to give you e-credit, and that has to be used in 1 year's time. And then I basically called my credit card company being like, hey, I really tried. Here's all the, like, if you want, here's this documented proof, but, you know, and they were like, oh, no, you don't need that yet. If they dispute it, we'll need it, but we're going to get it back. We're gonna charge back this shit, and chargeback happened. So, but that shit would not have happened if I worked with a debit card. If I used, obviously, I can't really use cash, but like with a debit card, you don't have that kind of protection because the bank doesn't really care because you already spent your money. But for Visa, you're not spending or not Visa, but like, you know, any credit card. When it comes to a credit card bank, you're spending like the bank's money first before your money, so you have I don't know how it works, but you definitely have more protection when it comes to a credit card. They definitely try harder. Van? Okay, that's the only time she brings up the van. What about Dad? Daddy?
No. The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there.
Mushrooms?
The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
Do I have to write body? I think I gotta write body. Maybe body will be a good one. Body's probably a good one.
No, they were shut. Most of the windows were really hard to open anyway. They're stifling in summer. They were painted over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Or
So she's still trying to be
back in
Hannah.
the back door. They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
It was hard to believe. Death caps.
Ooh.
They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, I mean, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
Huh. 10 entries. What about Dad Mushroom? Is it only gonna be those ones, or is it gonna get a new one? Yeah, one. Here we go. Ooh, and this is a late one.
I was living in the attic.
Uh-huh.
It was a very hard time. I was depressed. Was still pretty sick of the STD.
Oh, this is after.
And I came down one morning.
This was after she was fucking strangers to get pregnant so she could match Hannah.
They were dead.
What?
And I came down one morning. They were dead. They were in bed and both had been sick. They'd thrown up a lot. And I'd slept through it. The police said it was the mushrooms they ate. Dad was a mushroom expert. I mean, he used to take us picking with him and he taught us how to recognize them.
So, did Hannah do this?
There's no way you would have picked death caps. But the police believe that's what happened. They never even looked in the attic.
Or did she do it? Hi. Body? Okay, no. What about Simon Body? Damn it. Dead. Ooh. This is a lot of new info.
They'd gone to bed feeling ill.
The parents?
Thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me, I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck. It's all that matters, really. The baby. Simon's dead, but the baby, that's how he will live on. Our baby.
Huh.
You're reaching here. Oh, I don't know why.
This is where they kind of
No,
confront her.
I've never cheated on anyone. I've never taken anything from anyone. Simon is dead. But I have my baby to care for.
What baby?
Why are you trying to make me sad?
I thought you had a
Why
miscarriage.
Are you so obsessed with sex and affairs?
Maybe, yeah, that's what I have to write. Sex and affair.
You cheated on your wife. Is this your thing?
Interesting.
It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
Oh, that's right. She's the tax write-off thing, I think. He was like saying like a romantic weekend was a tax write-off or something. I don't know. I remember she was saying something like that, and that was supposed to be a C. Okay. Where is that? Yeah. We do have the one before that. I wish I could just click that and like it would just tell me.
Rehearsed? You ask me the same question, you'll get the same answer. Is that your evidence?
Oh, I haven't gotten this.
Of course I thought about what happened then. It's all I've thought about. My husband is dead.
Rehearsed. So they know. The police know at this time point. Yeah, this is an interview we did not see yet. Sex. Damn it. Ooh.
Like I said before, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room. His throat had been cut.
By the mirror by Hannah.
There was a lot of blood. Yeah, he was dead.
Damn. Blood might be a good one. Why is there no one there?
Okay. I've given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records?
Where's that? Okay.
Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. The blood. It's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. Only worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet.
Cellar?
I sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out.
Interesting.
Couldn't get them.
But he was in the living room when he died. And truthfully, but like
And
they're
I'm still
saying
waiting to hear
cellar.
from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation.
They moved the body to the cellar.
So, she was sat behind him. She had my wig on. And she'd been there all day. And she had blood on her. And she was in shock.
Okay, we're filling it out. Getting closer.